The humid Chennai air hung heavy and still, even past midnight. A lone auto rickshaw rattled down a deserted Anna Salai, its sputtering engine the only sound slicing through the oppressive silence. Inside, Priya clutched her handbag, her knuckles white. Her office had kept her late, and the usually bustling streets felt menacingly empty. As the auto neared the dimly lit flyover, the driver, a wiry man with eyes that darted nervously, suddenly slammed on the brakes. "Madam, get down, now." His voice was a hoarse whisper, laced with terror. Priya stared at him, bewildered. What? Why? He didn't answer, his gaze fixed on something beyond the flickering streetlights. Following his petrified stare, Priya saw it. A figure standing at the edge of the flyover, silhouetted against the faint city glow. It was tall and unnaturally thin, its limbs elongated and contorted at impossible angles. Its head lolled to the side, and though its face was obscured by shadow, Priya felt an icy dread seep into her bones. The air around them grew heavy, thick with a cloying sweetness that made Priya's stomach churn. The auto rickshaw shuddered violently, as if an unseen force was trying to rip it apart. The driver was whimpering now, his eyes wide with primal fear. "Go, please, madam, don't look back," he choked out, shoving her towards the side of the road. Terror lent Priya a sudden burst of adrenaline. She scrambled out of the auto, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. She didn't need to be told twice. She ran. The rhythmic slap of her sandals against the asphalt was the only sound she could hear over the roaring in her ears. She risked a glance back. The figure was still there, unmoving, but somehow, closer. Its head tilted further, as if finally noticing her. A low, guttural moan echoed through the empty street, a sound that seemed to vibrate in Priya's very soul. The sweet, sickening scent intensified, and she felt a cold touch brush against her neck. Priya screamed, a raw, desperate sound that was swallowed by the vast emptiness. She ran faster, her breath coming in ragged gasps. The image of the grotesque figure was burned into her mind, its silent, watchful presence a terrifying weight on her heels. She didn't know how long she ran, her legs burning, her lungs aching. Finally, she stumbled upon a small, brightly lit tea stall, its warmth and the murmur of voices a stark contrast to the chilling isolation she had just escaped. Collapsing onto a plastic chair, Priya could only stammer out fragments of her horrifying encounter. The tea stall owner, a kind-faced old man, listened with a grave expression. "Ayo, child," he said, his voice low. "You saw the Pisasu of the flyover. Many have. They say it's the spirit of a woman who fell from there, long ago. It appears on lonely nights, drawn by fear." Priya shivered, the warmth of the tea doing little to thaw the icy grip of terror. She looked back towards the dark stretch of road, the flyover looming like a silent, sinister sentinel. The sweet scent still seemed to linger in the air, a chilling reminder of the horror she had witnessed. Even as the city began to stir with the first light of dawn, a cold knot of fear remained in Priya's stomach. She knew, with a chilling certainty, that the Pisasu was still out there, waiting for the next lonely soul to cross its path under the silent, watchful gaze of the Chennai night.